Okay, so this is a really serious subject, and I'm going to treat this with all the respect it deserves, and I'm also going to touch on the it's not all men sort of hashtag that's going around. I want to talk about my personal experience from walking home alone. Recently, I believe it was March 3rd, Sarah Everard was walking home and she went missing. It was found that Sarah Everard had been kidnapped and killed by a police officer. This has sparked a lot of outrage. It's something that women have to deal with on a daily basis. I'm really trying to not cry. I've had to walk home by myself because I've worked in London since I was 17. I've actually found where I live in Essex now, funnily enough, worse, and I'll explain why. There's a specific thing that young girls or women do when they're walking home alone all the time. They will get their keys and they will put their keys through their fingers so they can use it and to, punch and keep the person off. I also, I used to watch CSI, and one of the first series, might have even been the first episode, one of the reasons why the perpetrator was able to be found was because their DNA was on, I don't know if it was keys, but it was on something. And I've always remembered that and thought that, if anything happens to me, I want to make sure that no matter what happens, I have DNA of that person. It doesn't matter if it's under my fingernails or if it's on something of mine. We pretend to be on the phone to a friend. I've actually genuinely phoned friends, and if I can't get through, I'll pretend to be on the phone. A friend that lives nearby, and I've phoned her multiple times and been like, can you just stay on the phone with me for a minute because there's someone near me, and I'm sure it's nothing, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. And she's like, do you want me to come and pick you up? And I'm like, no, it's fine, I'm almost through the alley and I'll be home within 2 or 3 minutes, but I just want to make sure I'm safe. And she was like, yeah, it's fine, I'll stay on the phone and we're talking about work and it will calm me down. And other things that women do is we won't listen to music, we won't have headphones on. Or if I do have my headphones on, I'm very aware of where everyone is. When I put my handbag will start slipping down my shoulder, or it will seem like it's slipping down my shoulder. So I use that as a reason to sort of do that, and I can kind of tell, because I've got really good peripheral vision, how close the person is behind me. Every time that I've thought that this person is getting, they're just going to walk past, but I'm not going to take the chance. I will never take the chance that person isn't going to be the person that, knocks me out and rapes me, or knocks me out and rapes me and then kills me. So what happened was, I was walking home from the station. This guy walked past me. I didn't think anything of it. It was still in the pot. There was still quite a lot of people around. You don't really think much of it. And then within about 100 yards, he'd stopped to tie his shoelace. So I thought that was a bit odd. So when I walked past him with a huge berth, and I straight away went on my phone and I tried to call my friend, and thankfully she picked up. And I'll always be thankful that she tries to pick up majority of the times. I'm walking home and I told her that, there was this person that was behind me that I was just a bit wary of. It's probably nothing like all the other times, but I'd rather be safe than sorry because he's really freaked me out. This was another one of the times where she could tell in my voice that I was really worried, and she said, let me pick you up. And I was like, no, it's fine, just stay on the phone. I feel like he's going to walk past me at any minute, so just stay on the phone. So I went to cross the road. There's certain parts in the UK where there's it's almost like the council have saving money on lights. They'll have a light on either side, so there'll be a really dark bit because the new energy saving bulbs are only bright directly underneath it, so anything outside that's quite dark. And it was 6 p.m, so it wasn't late, but it was really dark because it was winter or something. When I was crossing that part of the road into what is a very dark part of that road, he also crossed the road and he got within a hair of me, which was completely unnecessary. And I feel like if I hadn't have been on that phone, he would have shoved me to the ground. And I know what you're thinking. You're going to think, you're completely overreacting. I don't think I am. I think if I hadn't have taken precautions, that could have been the day. That's the problem with the "it's not all men" hashtag or whatever the fuck it is. If it's not you, great, well done, thank you. The problem is, there's still a percentage of men that are murderers, are rapists. Something like 97% of all rapists or murderers are male. We have to be taught at a young age to fear men. So sick of crying on my channel. If you are not one of those men, stop passing women that close. Or close at all. If you want to pass a woman, that's fine. Just give him a good breath. Cross the road. The path that I was talking about, there's literally a road and there's one path. So get that. You can give a decent amount of space between you and the other person. If you have to walk past someone, don't walk past them that close. It's completely unnecessary and it will scare the shit out of that person, out of that woman. I know we're always going to live in this society where we have to be aware of strangers, whether it's pickpocketers, whether it's rapists, whether it's murderers, but that we also have to be terrified of police. I fucking hate when people say, oh, but the UK is nowhere near as bad as the US. That's like saying we don't have anything to improve upon. How the fuck did a person like that get into a position of power? That's scary. Maybe it's only for things like, you know, the FBI or MI5 or something like that. But I was under the impression that you had to go through a mental health like analysis before you could be a police officer or, you know, any kind of person with any kind of influential power. If you don't currently, well, maybe that's definitely something they need to look into. The reason for this new movement is not because women hate men at all. It's nothing to do with that. It's that we still have to keep ourselves safe and we still have to take 1,000 precautions just in case that is the person that wants to rape. That because you smiled at them on the train, therefore they think that's an invitation to rape you. Because you didn't look at them, they think that you deserve to be raped. This needs to be about everyone being protected. Men, women, children. So that people can start feeling safe. I cannot tell you how many times I've walked home and thought, because that person walked too close, that could have been the time. Women should not have to feel that they're in that much danger. And that's what's scary. I mean, I used to walk home by myself in Hertfordshire, all the way home from like the station, which was like a 35 to 40 minute walk at like midnight. I used to walk along the road to make sure I was safe. And now I struggle at 6 o'clock at night, a 15-minute walk home from the station, and to feel like I'm not in danger. That's all for today, guys. I just wanted to share my opinion on justice for Sarah Everard. I hope you have a good day, and I will speak to you all in the next one. Bye.